Teslas are awesome, but as great as they are, they're not perfect. They're like coffee. Is coffee great on its own? To some, but it's only when you've customized it just the way you like it, then life is just the best. While accessories can really take the experience of owning a Tesla to the next level, the problem is the Tesla accessory market is so massive since everyone wants a piece of the pie, it's tough to know which ones are actually worth your money. Some make cleaning the car easier, others customize the style or function of the car, and after testing out lots of different accessories, I want to share which ones I think are actually the most useful, worth your money, or which ones you should skip entirely. So whether you want to customize your shiny new Tesla or are gift shopping for that special someone, I've got you covered in this video. And as far as which brands of accessories to get, I dealt with multiple brands to see how each experience was for each of them in this video. I do think some accessory companies are better than others, and we'll talk more about that at the end of this video. I will also include links in the description and comments below for everything I talk about, plus how to properly shop for this stuff on your own. Also, I realized some of the accessories will look or act differently on the other Tesla models since I will be using them on our Model 3, but you can get pretty much each of the accessories I talk about on every Tesla model. So if you see something you like, but you have the Model Y or S or X, chances are you can still get it or it will work on yours too. Let's get into it. First, this is my low-key favorite accessory, the Jawa air freshener. Sometimes it's the little things in life that make a big difference. I just love this low profile air freshener that sits near the vents. If it's too strong, you can just slide it down a little bit away from the vent. And if you want a little bit more smell, just put it in front. They sent me multiple scents, but honestly, the default one that came with it is just awesome. I love every time I get in the car. If you like nice smells like essential oils, etc., you will love this too. I will always have these now in future cars. Storage trays. Tesla has some nice big storage areas, which is great, but they are kind of awkward. You can't just put all your crap in a bucket. Things get lost. Luckily, there are all sorts of storage trays available for the front and armrest area. These ones are also from Jawa. They have a tray and a liner, which is easy to clean. These are definitely worth buying. It's nice to stay organized and have separate compartments for little things like sunglasses, gum, etc. Cup liners. It is annoying cleaning cup holders. Is it so annoying that it's worth buying liners for them? A car is a car and will get dirty eventually. I think depending on how clean you like to keep your car will determine if this is worth buying for you. This one again is from Jawa. Am I saying that right? And I like the quality, but is it worth the cost? See, this doesn't change the function of the cup holder, like in the way that the storage trays change that. This just makes it easier to clean. If you can afford it, yes, it's worth buying. If you're trying to save money and don't mind deep cleaning once in a while, then no, it's not. All-weather mats. Since we live in the Pacific Northwest, all-weather mats are a must-buy. We bought ones from Last Fit on Amazon. They seem to be the best value ones we could find with good reviews, and honestly, after using them for a few months, they're great. It protects the floor and they fit so well. We bought this one instead of the mats directly from Tesla because they were much cheaper and included trunk and frunk liners too, which we really liked. These are must-haves if you live in rainy or snowy climates. Mud flaps. Our Tesla Model 3 came with front mud flaps, but not the rear ones. I thought that was a bit odd. We wanted to get ones from the rear tires too, so we got these ones from Top-A-Bite. They're plastic but feel strong. They are easy to clip on and will help protect your paint. Again, if you live in rainy or snowy climates, I think these are must-have. They're reasonably priced too. Bumper grills. I got this front bumper grill from Top-Bite also, and I think it looks cool. It's really quite subtle though. Will people notice it or does it affect performance? No. Does it change the game? No, it's just style points. Teslas often feel rather robotic since there's so many on the road and they all look the same. It's nice to be different. I don't think everyone is going to want to clip on pieces like this, but they're easy to stall and make yours a little different, which is cool. Game controllers. Part of the fun of owning this car is using the amazing screens. Our vehicle also comes with a screen in the back, so I was very excited to get some controllers for the car, for waiting around and for the kids to play while we drive. This ended up being more difficult than I imagined. I have generic Bluetooth controllers, Joy-Con controllers, Xbox controllers, all which supposedly work with the Teslas, and I couldn't get a single one to work with our 2024 refresh. I took a chance on the Jawa controller and it does work. However, I seem to have to use the dongle when I play as opposed to connecting straight up via Bluetooth, which is a little bit annoying, and it doesn't seem to stay connected for when I turn it off and turn it back on. I have to re-add it every time, which doesn't take long. It's still kind of annoying. I feel like maybe there's something wrong with our car specifically. The Jawua ones do work the best, and when they work, it's great. The controllers are light and rechargeable, which is nice, but they aren't cheap. I think they are the best option at the moment until Tesla releases their own controllers, which honestly, I can't believe they haven't. I really like Jawua's quality overall though, and if you really want to game in your car, these are worth getting. Just remember though, you can only have 2 Bluetooth devices connected to your Tesla at the same time. Your phone counts as one of them. USB extender. This car has a big battery, and sometimes you need to plug in extra things. This is also from Jawua, and it's nice to have. While the car has lots of USB-C ports around, this can just be kind of handy for other devices. Worth buying if you need it. Wheel covers. I got these wheel covers from EV Base. Honestly, I was really impressed by the quality of them. They feel very solid. Putting them on is quite easy, and it really upgrades the style on the car. I actually don't mind the stock covers, but again, I do love the fact that ours now looks a little different from every other one on the road, especially with a little splash of color on there with the red. I think it's slick and that these do look better than the stock ones, but that's more of a personal preference. I also like how these protect the rims since they go up higher than the stock covers and actually protect the top edge of the rim where the stock ones don't. So if you're prone to curb rashing your rims, these might be a must buy for you just to protect them. FYI, I have not noticed any changes to the mileage now having used these for a few months. Windshield shade. I have never once in my 40 plus years owned a windshield shade before. But now that I have this beautiful car, I just want to protect it and take good care of it. Plus, windshield shades are much nicer than back in the day. This one is from Jawua and it's great. These cars have lots of storage, so I just like having this in the car. If you live in hot places or park outside or need privacy, this is a must buy. Room shade. Part of my hesitation buying this car was that it doesn't have a traditional roof. It's all glass. And while it's tinted, you can still see the sun through it. I don't love that. I wish it had an option to cover it up. Luckily for me, I got the Jawua sunshade, and I don't know, I think it's nice to have the light in the car sometimes, just not all the time. So for me, this is a must buy. I don't think other people will want this as much as I do, but if you're like me or have people or kids in the back seat and you're driving around a lot, this might be really handy in those warmer, brighter months. Plus it'll keep the car cooler, which will take some of the stress off the cooling system and maybe might save you some battery too. Screen protectors. We bought the Spigen screen protectors after much debate, and you know what? I'm glad we did. They really do go on easy, which is nice, and protect the expensive screen. Things happen, right? Purses fly around, kids are crazy, some people have pets. We put screen protectors both on the back and front seat. The touchscreens still work just fine, and it's nice to know that if a scratch or something happens, it's not happening to the actual screen. I think these are a must buy, especially if you have a screen in the back and have kids. Kids are nuts. Door organizers. In theory, these seem neat. So when they arrived, well, I'm not really sure what I was expecting. These ones they're kind of cheap and I don't really want to use them. If you're short in storage and don't mind how they look, then I think they would be welcomed. These ones are from Top-A-Bite, and while I think the price is reasonable, I think you really need to consider how much space you need before you buy them. Plus, they don't quite match the quality of everything else in the car, to be honest. This is kind of more dollar store quality. Portable air compressor. It's great to always have an air compressor in your car, especially since Teslas don't come with a spare tire. I got the Jawua one, which is small, and you can charge it up so it doesn't even need to be plugged in when you are using it, which is pretty sick. I love how you just set the tire pressure and boom, you're done. This one is pretty loud though and gets super hot, just FYI, but I still think it's worth it due to the small size. I really like this one. Even though you probably won't use it very often, I would say an air compressor is a must buy. I don't like to mess around with tires. A portable light. This one is a neat little product which I don't ever really use. It's just a little light, again from Jawua. Having more lights around is always great. Will it come handy in an emergency? Maybe. Do you need it? Probably not. I love how it just charges up though. It's really cool. Sure, you have a phone with a light, but maybe you want to hold a light while you are on the phone. You never know. O&R shine plus ceramic coating, a big sponge and towels. Listen, when you have a beautiful car, you want to take good care of it. I've already washed this car more in the last few months than I've washed all my other cars combined, or so it seems. But the crazy part was, I didn't realize until I got this car that there are products nowadays that just change how you clean the car. First, ONR, this stuff is crazy. Basically, you can clean your car inside your garage without getting water everywhere, and not only does it clean the outside of the car super easily, it also cleans the inside. Yep, one-stop shop. Then there's ceramic coating. This stuff creates a layer on your car to make it so things like bird poop and dirt just don't stick to the paint, you know? It's cheap considering what it does. Then when you use this stuff plus good wax, it makes washing the car so much easier. I went down a rabbit hole learning how to clean cars properly, and you need things like good towels for the outside, for the inside, and for glass, and they're all different. It's not cheap, but knowing that this stuff will last for years, we spent the money and bought it all, as well as all the washing tools like the bucket and the dirty water guard to keep the car clean, and I think it's worth the investment. If you want to keep your car in fantastic shape, inside and out over the years, this stuff is a must buy. Plus you can just leave the ONR mixture in a bottle and spray it on the outside or inside whenever you want to just quickly polish it up. I'll leave a video from a YouTuber who does a good video on the subject in the description if you want to learn how to do this. It'll change how you clean your cars forever. There's just something awesome walking up to a nice clean car. So that's just what I own so far, but there are still some really cool accessories I want to buy and haven't bought yet, like a bigger hard drive. Our Tesla came with a 1 terabyte thumbstick, which records up to an hour of footage. This is enough for us, but if you live in places where there's a lot of action around your car, the fact you can put a much bigger hard drive in there and could record for a lot longer is pretty cool. Worth buying for some, I'm sure. Now, we don't have pets, but the fact you can pet-proof the back of the car is pretty dang cool. If we had pets, this would be a must-buy, but we don't, so it's not. It's great though. Jack pads. I really should have these, and I'm kind of annoyed they didn't include them with the vehicle. You can't jack up your car without them. If a tow truck shows up, pray that they have them if you don't. Well, just try and remember to at least tell them you have a Tesla when you're on the phone before they come. Or just get these and leave them in the car. They're probably a must-buy. They're not that expensive. A vacuum. I think an in-car vacuum would be sweet. Is it absolutely necessary? No. I can usually wait until I get home then use the vacuum there, but hey, it would be nice. Must have, not for me. Would it be nice? Yeah. Car hooks. I love the idea of these. This is one of those little things that just makes sense to me, but I haven't bought it yet for some reason. The trunk has so much storage, but why haven't I bought these yet? I think this is a must buy for me. My wife does the big Costco shops, and when I go shop, I usually just get 2 or 3 bags and put them in the trunk and they slide around when I drive. I'm gonna get this. A place for bigger cups and bottles. In my things that annoy me about our new Tesla video, these cup holders were one of them. They're so tiny. They can fit cans, but like none of our bigger water bottles. Now, while bigger water bottles do fit in the door, you can also buy these kind of cup holders as well. I'm tempted, but not sure if I actually will. I guess I should just buy a better water bottle specifically for this car. A trash can. We haven't bought one yet, but will at some point. We have kids and they are disgusting. Having some type of trash can is a must-have. I just haven't figured out which one yet. Sunglasses holder. For now, we just store our sunnies in the storage tray, but I would like a better solution. I miss having the flip down sunglasses holder in our other vehicle. I think the right sunglasses holder will be a must buy for me. A tissue holder. This is one of those low-key awesome things to have. I would like to get one, but haven't yet. Must have for people with runny noses or families and young kids. Plus they can hide behind the screen, which is cool. Maybe not cool looking in from the outside. Seat protectors. Kickers in the back. Man, kids are gross and will ruin your stuff. These seem like a decent investment depending on how insane your kids are. I don't mind cleaning the back of the seats here and there, so not a must buy for me, but they might be for you. A tire repair kit. Our car is still practically brand new, so I have this invincibility feeling which I really should get over because things happen. Since there is no spare, and sometimes a flat requires more than just a little air to get where you're going, I think a tire repair kit is a must-have, and after this video, I'm gonna go buy one. A phone mount. I have never used phone mounts in my cars. Usually the screens have the information you need, and I just have my phone in the cup holder most of the time if I need to check it. Since Tesla doesn't have Android Auto, I could see how phone mounts are a must-have for some. For me, it's not yet, but I wouldn't mind trying one out in the near future. Now, there's a few more fun things you can add to your car that I won't get into much in this video, but we'll mention briefly because some companies are really tricking out these cars like ice cream trucks, and a lot of them look pretty cool. Would it be fun to have a steering yoke? Honestly, I have no idea. I have never driven with one before. I've always liked the idea of round steering wheels. Maybe this would be rad. Can anyone weigh in on if steering yokes are great? Do they work better for everyday driving or just aggressive track style driving? Tilting screen. I think this would be pretty cool, but I'm not brave enough to mess with the whole screen mount. It really would be great for being able to tilt the screen for driver mode when you're by yourself, but I'm not ready to mess around with this yet. LED lights. Depending on the model of your Tesla, you may or may not need or want more LED lights. Our 2024 does have the LED strip built in, which is cool, but honestly, I find it a little distracting while driving. It's great, but not a must buy for all. Still fun to have a cool and tricked out cockpit, especially for when you're just sitting around inside the car. Tint. I feel weird saying this, but I have never tinted a car before. Our last vehicle had tint built in, but this Tesla doesn't have any, and it's the first time I have ever considered tinting a vehicle. Some of my friends, that's the first thing they do when they get a new car is tint the vehicle. So I think tint is a must buy for some. What do you think about tint? And is it worth paying someone to do a good job? I see cheap DIY tint kits online, but I imagine that doesn't go well most of the time. PPF or paint protection film. Paint chips suck. If we paid for the more expensive model of the Tesla, I might be a little more open to investing in a PPF, which is a protective film that you wrap over the paint so it's easier to avoid chips and debris. We bought our car to save money while commuting, and with keeping the car clean with a ceramic coat and the fact that you can get paint to match for quite cheap, I just didn't think it was worth the $500 to multiple $1,000s it would cost to wrap up the important pieces of the car. I think this is a must buy for some, especially for the higher end models, but not for us. Okay, that was a lot of things, and I didn't even hit everything. There are so many other things like headrests and organizers, tech add-ons, body modifications, things where you can add screens where there aren't screens, but I think I covered what I wanted to cover for this video. Oh, also, as I mentioned earlier in the video, some brands really stand out in this space. Honestly, the more premium stuff, as an example, the Jawua stuff versus the cheaper like Topabyte stuff. Jawua is way nicer quality and has a much better unboxing experience, but it also costs more. And sometimes when you want to buy something like a mud flap, you don't really care about the unboxing experience or the quality of the product as long as it does the job. I did really love the support, the website, and everything dealing with Jawua, but all the companies had good support also. EV Base was super helpful with their wheel covers. I would definitely buy from them again too. Topabyte had good support as well, even though their unboxing experience or quality doesn't seem quite the same as the higher end brands. There are a lot of Tesla accessory companies out there, and on Amazon, it's overwhelming to choose. I think reviews are a decent place to start, but it's hard these days even to know if those are real. And you can buy a lot of stuff directly from Tesla, which is great, but it usually costs triple the price. I personally like to save money while I can. So for the price of one thing through Tesla, you can get like 3 or 4 things from Amazon or from these other companies instead. And I love that value. I think besides Amazon reviews, the experience of a company's website is a good indication of their type of quality that their products will have. So if you're trying to save money, just get the cheapest, highest rated thing on Amazon that comes with a return period, and you will likely be fine. But if you are buying items you know you will use for 3 to 5 or more years, buy from Jawua or similar quality websites. Their buying and unboxing experience is far superior to the cheap Amazon stuff and makes for better and nicer gifts too. I'm sure there are lots of other great higher end companies to deal with, but I haven't tried those, so I can't weigh in on any others. I have been able to get some discounts, so check the description before you buy anything, as you might be able to save extra money you wouldn't be able to if you just go to Amazon or their website on your own. Okay, that's it. That was a lot of stuff to cover, and I feel like I might have missed some things. What do you think? Did I miss anything important? And if so, what? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm still just loving the Tesla life, but we are about to go through our first winter. Will the range be affected? And if so, by how much? Was the rear wheel drive a bad choice? We'll see soon. In my last Tesla video, I tested out the full self-drive because I needed to know if it's the next big thing. I think it was a fun video. If you missed that video, check it out here. Otherwise, if you want to learn more about Tesla's premium connectivity and if that's worth buying, you can watch that here. If you're able to support the channel with likes, comments, or subs, it is truly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on The Sad Life.